Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Sunday, 7th day of May, 11th day of Iyar. Here we go. Just a reminder that Pesach Sheni is coming up on Wednesday. We'll tell you a little bit more about that in a day or two. Okay, now we're starting a new unit, and it's on some kashrus questions around your ordinary kitchen and good things to institute in your kitchen to keep it kosher. It is very, very highly recommended that you have separate countertop areas. One countertop area for milchik, for dairy, and one countertop for fleshik, for meat items. If you were to share countertops, it could become really problematic. So that's the best way to set up your kitchen, if possible, a milk counter and a dairy counter. If, let's say, something like cold dairy, some milk spills on the meat counter, no problem, you wipe it up. Because it was cold and it was wet, and you could just wipe it up. That's no problem. But if the milk spilled onto some meat, yeah, then you're going to have some issues, and you'll have to talk to a rabbi about the situation. If you put a hot meat pot, let me repeat that, a hot meat pot onto the dairy countertop while it's wet, that's problematic. Let me repeat that. A hot meat pot put directly on a wet milchik countertop, that's problematic. Koshering will probably be needed. Doesn't mean your counter is ruined, but you'll have to do some koshering, and you should speak to your rabbi, depending on what kind of counter you have, about how to get that koshered. If you have meat and dairy pots, you're in the middle of cooking two different things for two different meals, but they're both cooking on the stovetop at the same time. You know you have to be watching out for some problems there. Meat and dairy pots cooking at the same time on the stovetop is okay, but make sure that the pots aren't touching each other. Also make sure that the pots are not open, because then there could be splattering of the dairy into the meat into the dairy, which is very problematic. So just make sure the pots don't touch each other, and make sure that the pots are covered. Don't leave an empty milchik frying pan on the stovetop if right next to it on one of the other grates you're cooking or frying some meat dishes that are uncovered, because again you're going to get splatter from the meat dish onto your milchik frying pan, even though there's no food in it, but you don't want hot meat splattering onto a milchik frying pan, so watch out for that. If you want to use the same grates, on your stovetop, put a milchik pot on it one day and then a fleshik pot on it later. That's fine, that's allowed, because we hold that the fire under those grates burns off any residue, so it's like sort of instant koshering. So anytime there was a meat pot there, and maybe if there's a fear that there was something there, but as soon as you turn on the fire, it's burnt off instantly, so then the dairy pot going on top of it is not a problem. If you do see pieces of meat on the grate, then yeah, and you're going to put a milk pot in there, sure, you should clean it away before you start cooking. So if there's be'en, that's what we call it halachically, visible stuff, yeah, do clean it off. Electronic or electric grates are the same as the gas ones that make a fire. They both have the same halacha, that you can have electric grates that are used, right now for cooking in a milchik pot, and then later put a fleshik pot on those hot grates, the electric ones, because same thing. We believe that the hot grate will burn away whatever was there before. For Pesach, some people do try to get themselves new grates to put on the top of their stovetop. Not all agree that you have to do that, but some people want to do that just to be, added strictness for Pesach laws. Okay, thanks for logging on, and log on again tomorrow for more, and watch out for Pesach Sheni coming up on Tuesday night, Wednesday. Have a great day. Bye-bye.